So let's talk about this investing in sports. As I say, it's become a real asset class for investment. How has that developed? It seems to have happened fairly quickly.
I don't know if it's fairly quickly or over a long time. The fundamentals of sports is great. It's recession-proof. Content's super valuable in a day and age where there's streaming, and so live content's super valuable. And what Sixth Street really does is we finance the ecosystem. So like all things we do at Sixth Street, we pick the best risk reward, and some of those we buy assets, some of them we finance assets, and I'm happy to talk about that.
Well, I'm curious about that very question, debt versus equity.
Yeah.
Because you've done both.
We've done both.
You have equity in some teams, you also have taken debt positions.
Yeah.
How do you make that decision?
I think that what offers the best risk reward. So, for example, we're the owner of the franchise, the Bay Area Football Club in San Francisco on the Women's Soccer League. That was a new franchise. So we stood up that franchise. And then on Real Madrid, for example, we financed the stadium. Bernabeu was redoing that stadium, and we provided financing. And FC Barcelona, we bought media rights. And then the San Antonio Spurs were a minority equity owner and partners with the owners there. So we've done it all.
You refer to something that strikes me, certainly in the United States and also in Europe. We've seen the ancillary businesses around the sports teams. It's not just the sports team anymore, not even whether the sports team is winning or not, but there are also ancillary businesses often around the stadium, as you have in Madrid. So how do you decide how valuable the ancillary business is around the team?
So they're super valuable. There's revenue streams in those businesses. We own a business with the Cowboys and the Yankees called Legends, which provides services to that ecosystem. And that ecosystem is growing because their sports owners are trying to find different ways to monetize the asset they own. Sports team owners, and that could be through concessions, that could be through merchandise, and so Legends is our platform that we get to participate in that trend.
Is there a continuing demand for more capital on the part of team owners? That is to say, we need to raise more capital so we can invest it back into some of those ancillary businesses.
Yeah, so capital, think about COVID, take a step back and think about COVID for a second. The government supported a whole bunch of small businesses. The one sector they did not support was live sports. And so in that moment in time, there was a need for capital, and that capital still exists. I think sports owners want to make the product better for the fans. And so Legends is a part of that, Sixth Street's a part of that, and it's been a good theme for us.
What's next? How big can this grow? Sports investment.
I think that ecosystem can continually, there's more opportunity in that ecosystem for sure. So I think, and it's going to need more capital. And that ecosystem historically hasn't had institutional money and now is opening up to institutional money. So I think it will continue to grow.
In any market, I think, some things are fully priced and some things aren't. And you look for things that are not yet fully priced. Where do you see opportunities that maybe are not fully priced in the sports area?
Well, I think that's for us, that's a real unique thing about Sixth Street is, as you point out, if capitalism is working, things get fully priced and it goes through cycles and then they feel cheap. And being able to have flexible capital across the capital structure, from buying assets to buying revenue streams, to financing stadiums, to buying teams, to doing minority and majority controlled investments, I think that's the power of the platform is we can actually, when things become fully priced, we can move on.
Who do you compete with?
God, all different types of people. That being said, there isn't that much institutional capital in this space right now, or general partners or GPs that have built brands. I think there's only a handful, including Sixth Street, has really built brands in the sports ecosystem.
How related is the success of the team to the value asset? I mean, I'll pick on one that you mentioned, actually, Dallas Cowboys. Very, very valuable as a business, I understand it. Maybe one of the most valuable that there is. They haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time, so maybe it's not so essential you win a Super Bowl to really deliver asset value.
Well, I think our experience, the Cowboys are our partner in Legends, and our experience with the Cowboys is they have an excellent management team. Jerry Jones and Steven and Jerry Jr., it's an excellent management team. My guess is a Super Bowl is going to come their way. But it's an excellent group of folks, and we're happy to be partners with them.